So, yeah, hi everyone. My name is Sumant. I have 4 years of experience and welcome as a front end developer, especially with React. So, welcome to my channel Code with Sumant. So, today we are going to discuss a very important topic, that is authentication with JWT token and all in React. This is asked in interview a lot, and what happens means it will be automatically in the beginning only, it will be done in a project. If you are doing a ongoing project, you might have not done it, right? And it is very good to know what is the best approach to do authentication, and on what scenario to choose what, right? So yeah, so let's get started with the best approach that is there when it comes to authentication in React. Okay, so yep, right. So I have divided this video into three parts. One is what is the best approach. We will lay out the plan, like how it is going to be and all those things. Then I have created one demo application, one small demo application, and then we will go through the code walkthrough, and see how the code is written, how we can implement this thing. Okay, and I will share the repository also of this code with you guys, and do star it out, and again if you like this video, do like, share and subscribe. Okay, so first let's start with the approach when it comes to authentication. Okay, so generally authentication means what we are doing: login or sign up, right? And this is a very important thing in any application, that I am logging in or signing up, right? So here, uh, from this only, we will get to know everything about the person, what is his role, what kind of data I need to share, and what kind of actions this person can take. Everything is there with this process. So this is a very, very, very important process. So we have to follow the best approach that is possible from us, right? So when we are doing login or sign up, what happens means we will, from the client side, what happens, we will have, right? So we will have, one UI, right? Let me just create one small UI, right? We will have some UI. Here what happens, we will have, username and password and submit button, right? Username, and what happens means we will have password, right? So and then what happens means we will have a submit button, then we will have submit button. Okay, so generally what happens means, that username and password will be, it contains particular amount of rules, right? So it has to satisfy all those rules, then only I can hit the submit. From front end only I can do some checks, right? From front end only I can do some checks, that before sending this data to the back end, I can check some things from the front end only. What are those things? Are like, you know let me just give me a minute. What are those things is, first one is username is empty or not, right? Empty, whether the username is empty or not, right? So here I have to do the trim, because some person may have given the just spaces and you would have gone, right? So I would, whatever the username is there, I should use username dot trim, right? And figure out what is happening there. Second thing is, we will have some rules for the password, right? Like it should be 6 digit, 8 digit and all those things. I will just put password, right? So this can be done from the front end only, from the client end only. I can only check from the React only whether the username is proper, whether it is not empty or not, whether the password following the particular rules that needs to be followed, right? So this can be done through the client side only. So we will do it, right? We will do it. This is called as, this process is called as, whatever the on hitting submit, right? We will do something called as validation. Validation. Generally, we are not discussing this part through code base. I am skipping this part, but we will do this, right? When username and password is given, when you hit the submit, we will do validation from the front end, and if everything is proper, then only we will make a API call. Means we will talk with the backend. Otherwise, we will not talk. We'll talk with the client side. Server. Now in server side, from backend, they will check everything. If everything is proper, they will send two things. One is JWT token, access token, and refresh token. Right? So and as you can see here, they are not sending the user details at any point of time. They are sending access token and refresh token. From this access token and refresh token, we will get the user details and all those things. They are not sending the user details directly. So if I come back again, I have the login page, right? And I'm in the client side, I will have username, user will hit submit, we'll do the validation, and everything is success, everything is proper. If any errors are there, will show in the front end side only, and in server side also, it will check whether the username and password is proper. It will go to database and it will check. If it is proper, what happens means, from server side, we will get the response as access token and refresh token. Let me just use some other symbol so that it can be clarity. Access token and refresh token. So why we are getting access token and refresh token is for the security purpose, right? User ID is not safer. This will be a JWT token. Okay, this will be a JWT token. How it looks is, I think, like this, right? Some random thing which you can't able to, if you are using user ID, it may be unique, but some hacker may remember your user ID and it may cause issues. So they will have some this access token and all. This is the first level of security they are providing, okay, from the backend. From server side, they will send the access token and refresh token. Why two things? I will come back to that. This is the first layer of security that they are adding. So what I will do is, I will say layer 1 security. Layer 1 security. Okay. So now what happens means, let's talk about the layer 2 security. What is access token? What is refresh token? Okay. So if you want to get the user details, you have to use access token. Okay. If you want user details, you have to use access token. I will just say access token. Okay, AT. Okay, but this access token will expire every 15 minutes or so. Okay, this is the layer 2 security that they are providing. You will get the user details from the access token, but this access token will be valid for only 15 minutes. This will be done from the backend. Generally it will be around 15 minutes. I don't know, it depends from company to company, but it will be around 15 minutes. Okay, so if user somehow gets the access token also, he can't able to get the complete data, right? He can't able to do lot of operations and all, because in 15 minutes login and all those things, right? He has to come to our hack our website also, hack our my login credentials also, get the access token, and then he has to do his stuff. So 15 minutes, it is tougher. So this is the first layer. So if the access token expires in the 15 minute, so how will we get, only way to get the user details is through access token, right? So should I log in the user every time? Should I log in the user every time, right? Every 15 minutes. So now comes the thought in my mind, right? Should I log in, ask him to log in every 15 minutes, right? And this is the very bad experience, right? Nobody will do this, right? So if I tell user to log in every 15 minutes, user will not use my, this is the very bad user experience. Bank will do 30 minutes, they will automatically log out after 30 minutes, but we will come for that, right? We will come for that. So but asking user to log in every 15 minute is a not a good thing, right? So how will I get the user details since I am not having the access token, right? So this is where the refresh token comes into place. So why I use refresh token is, refresh token is to get the access token. So let me just write down these two things. So why access token is needed? To get user details, I need access token. Okay, why I need refresh token? To get access token. To get access token, I will use refresh token. Okay, so generally the refresh token will be valid. Refresh token will be valid for around 7 days, 30 days, and all those things. Okay, so let me just put that also. So let me just put this thing here only. This is valid for 15 minutes. Generally access token will be valid for days, right? Days, weeks, or weeks or month. But as I was saying, when it comes to banking application, they will log you out in a 30 minutes, right? How they are doing that? They will just expire the refresh token after 30 minutes. Okay, they will just remove the, they will make it invalid. Okay, so that is why it will get logged out, since access token is not proper. Okay, so these are the layer of securities that is being added, by, so I will just say layer 1 and layer 2 level of security in the top one. So I don't think we need all these things, right? So let me just remove this, and I will say here layer 1 and layer 2 security that is added from the server side. Okay, this is the security that is added from the server side. Okay, now I got access token, now I got refresh token. So so I am getting this refresh token, which is valid up to 7 days, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 70 minutes, and all those things. So where should I store this thing? Where should I? Let me just tell storage. Okay, storage, right? So where should I store this access token and refresh token? See, access token is going to be gone in a 15 minutes, and refresh token is going to be staying with me for days, weeks, months, and depending on the application, right? So where should I store it? So when it comes to, let's start with the access token. Okay, so I will just say 80. Okay, so since it is going to be gone in the 15 minutes, right? It is going to be invalidated in the 15 minutes, and new access token is going to be generated after 15 minutes. What we are going to do is we are going to store it inside the uh, context API. Why context API is the next question comes into the mind. Why not Redux? Why not use state? Why context API means? First of all, context API, through context API, I can access this all over my application, right? So through context API, I can access it all over the application because context API comes into global state management. So why not Redux then, right? Why should not I not use Redux means Redux will have Redux persistence and all those things, right? So Redux persistence again stores this data inside the local storage. If you are not having Redux persistence, uh, then you can go with Redux also, right? So it will store it in the local storage, and I can access the local storage data. I can access the local storage data through JavaScript, right? Through JavaScript. In browser only I can get access the local storage data which is available inside this. Now comes the question, what is local storage and all? You have to look into that, okay, if you are not aware of what is local storage. So there are multiple storage facilities are there. Okay, let me just tell you the players. First one is when it comes to React side, if you want to store the data, you can go with use state. Second one is like Redux. All the state management tools are there. Manage. Why I am just giving state management? Because there are 10, 50 state management tools are there. Majorly we will use Redux and context API. And when it comes to browser, we have something called as local storage. Second one is session storage. Third one is cookies, and all those things are there. Okay, cookies is there, IndexedDB is there, and all those things, right? So if I store it in Redux, what happens means data Redux persistence is there. If you are using that, what happens means behind the scene it is storing the data inside the local storage only. Why it is doing that? Because if I do refresh whatever the data hard reload, what happens means whatever the data I stored inside the Redux or context API, it will be gone. So in order to persist the data, in order to store the whatever the state data is there, what they will do is they will store it in the local storage. So and again I can access that data through JavaScript, or I can do inspect and I can get that data. So it can lead to malicious attacks like cross-site scripting, doing all those things, XSS attack and all those things. Hacker can get the access token or refresh token. So that is why, and this data will be stored only for 15 minutes, right? So you open the login, you go on and 15 minutes will be gone. So for that purpose, so what we will be doing, we will be storing inside the context API. So minute I close the tab or something, that data will be gone, but that is fine because this access token is going to be available, valid only for 15 minutes. So that is fine because yeah, that is fine, right? So we are going to store this data inside the context API. This is the layer 1 security. This is the security I am adding. Why means I don't want to store it in the web browser. especially into local storage or session storage. These two can be accessed, both can be accessed to cookies, through JavaScript, and they can do malicious attack. Okay, second thing is, now comes the refresh token. Now, okay, the reason behind storing access token inside the context API is it is valid only for less amount of time, right? Less valid for less time. So I don't care whether that access token is gone, I will get it back again, right? So that is why I'm storing it inside the context API. Now refresh token is not going to be valid for you know uh, 15 minutes. This is going to be valid for days, weeks and months, right? That is the one problem, that is the one thing to consider. It is going to be available for longer period of time, right? Period of time. And this data is very important. Refresh token is very important. If I don't have the refresh token, I can't able to access token. If I can't able to access the access token, I don't know how can I get the login details, right? User details and all. So I have to tell him to log out, and I have to tell him again come back, right? So this is shorter period. Shorter. I'll just say here shorter. So refresh token is going to be available for longer period, but it should be, the thing is, what is the criteria now? It should be available for longer period of time, and it should be accessible between the tabs, right? Between the tabs. If I logged in here and if I open a tab there, it should be showing logged in there also. If I open some other window, they should also be logged in, right? And tabs, between tabs and windows, it should be available. Apart from incognito mode, we can't able to access the data in incognito mode. That is fine, right? So I need this data to be accessible in other places also of the same laptop, right? Same laptop or device, right? So how to achieve this thing? How to achieve this thing is, one thing, major thing comes into mind is local storage. Because session storage is valid only for the particular tab, it is not valid for the different tabs, right? So first thing comes into the mind is local storage, but the thing is, local storage is not it can be accessed through JavaScript, and since it is access to JavaScript, they can do attack, right? Cross-site scripting attack can be done. And the second thing is, this is valid for larger amount of period of time. It will be available for like 7 days. So through this I can get the user details. So hacker gets enough time to do lot of stuff through refresh token. So this needs to be extra secure, right? So what they will do is, instead of using local storage, what we will do is we will store it in where? Session storage. Sorry, not in session storage, cookies. And which cookie? HTTP only. Okay, so we will store it in HTTP only cookies. Why HTTP only cookie? Cookies can't be accessed for the malicious through JavaScript. So they will not get the cookie. Whenever I do API call, it will automatically get that part. It will get automatically added. So that is the beauty of using the cookie. Why HTTP only means you know I also don't know, so you guys can check. So HTTP only cookies, and they would have added another thing called it should be secure. That should be HTTPS. And second thing is same site. Same site means, if I am making a API call from Flipkart, means Front end also should be front end, Flipkart, and back end should also be Flipkart. So they will use all those techniques from back end. So let me just put it in this one. Server side, layer 1, layer 2, layer 3 is I will say layer 3 is same site and secure. Okay, so where we are here, right? HTTP only cookies, right? Cookies we will use because this can't be accessed, and they can't do any attack, malicious attack, right? So yeah, so this is how we safeguard our data. We stored in the cookie. From cookie I will get the refresh token. Using the refresh token I will get the user details. And according to the user details we are getting, we'll show it in the front end, and we will show the things, right? Rules and everything will show that person. Okay, so now comes the question. Okay, I logged in, I did this thing, and I will navigate to the dashboard and all those things. And what happens means, I will check the whether the user is logged in, right? I will check that thing. If user is logged in, then fine, I will let him inside. And if user is not logged in, I will show the login page, right? So I got the user details. I will store it inside the cookies, and this is how it is done. Okay, so now let's move on to the next concept, next strategy that they are using. It is called protected routes. Okay, so what do we mean by protected routes? There are two kinds of routes, pages we will be having in our application, big applications. One is public routes, public pages. Second one is protected or private pages. Let's call it private. Yeah. So public pages means landing page. Second one is like, you know, FAQ page. Let me just put all those things. Landing, FAQ page, login page, and sign up page, right? These pages can be, any user can access these pages, right? Any user can come to these pages. Anyone can come here. Private pages will be like after you log in, you will have the dashboard particularly made for you, right? This will be a a private page for you. So, and we want this private page to be protected, safeguarded, secured, right? So if so this is what happens when it comes to private pages. Okay, protected pages. If I am logged in, and so I will not I have a WhatsApp link, right? From WhatsApp link I am directly want to go to dashboard, right? Flipkart/dashboard or some website dashboard. So now comes the question. First I have to check whether whether this dashboard page is private or public. If it is private, protected, what I have to do, I have to check whether user is logged in or not. If user is logged in, then I can, according to that, I can give him access, right? Otherwise, what I have to do, I have to redirect him to the login page. Check, so I will write authentic. So if it is a private page, what happens, first flow will be check authentication, right? Authenticate, not authentication. Authentication means login page will come. is user logged in. We will check that if the user is logged in, whether user has access to that page. This is called role based authentication, which we are not discussing today. We'll discuss it in the next session. This role based, user has access to that page, that is role based authentication, RBAC. Okay. Third one, if he has access, then fine, he will access that page. Or if that is not the case, redirect to landing page, sorry, login page. Redirect to login page. Okay, so these things will happen, inside the if the private protected route is there. Okay, first it will check user is logged in or not, then we will check the role based authentication, which we are not doing in this session. I will do it some other time, right, in the next video maybe. And then if it is not successful, user is not logged in, what we will do, we will redirect back to him to login page, and again that process will continue. Okay, so we have to do this also. And yeah, so this is the process, this is how the things will work out. Okay, so now let's try it out. Let me just show you the, so I hope you understood the process, right? So first we will log in, and then we will do validation. From server side, layers of security will be there, where we will store the data. We will store it in context API. Access token will be stored in context API or Redux if you are not using Redux persistence. Okay, and then for refresh token, we will use cookies, HTTP only cookies, right? So and then once we get complete access token, refresh token, we store it properly. We get to know user, we are getting user details also. Then if user comes in, how we will do, we will have the protected routes, and through protected routes, if user is logged in, we will do that and all those things. Okay, so now let me show the demo for this. Okay, let me just open this page. Okay, and let me just go to home page. Welcome to again with Sumant. Hope you are enjoying till now. Okay, so what happening here is, if I am logged in, it is showing go to dashboard page. Okay, if I am not logged in, it will show login button. Okay, and if I click on dashboard, it will show me the access token. And I think our refresh token is expired because I added the 30-minute thing. Okay, so what I will do is and I will again come back. So I have the refresh token back, right? This is the flow proper. So but one thing I have to do is, like, if here for not unauthorized, why token expired, refresh token expired, then I should navigate him back to the login page. That one I have missed. Okay, so what happens here is, if I am here, I get two options. If I log out, I'll go to the username and password thing, and if I again go back to here, it will show login. And if I go to dashboard, again you have to remember localhost 3000, this is the welcome page or the landing page. So this will be a public page or public page. Okay, and login is also a public page, and dashboard is the user details are there. See, again it didn't go to dashboard, it came back to the this page where I need to log in. Why? Because it is protected, right? User details are not there, means it will go back to login page, right? So if I give here the credential, I am using dummy JSON behind the scene. I will come to that. Emily's pass. Let me just log in. Yep, I am getting the user details. Okay, so now if I go to the home page, And if I say dashboard, it will come back to the dashboard page. It will not redirect to the code. Okay, it will not redirect to the login page. Okay, so now let's do the code walkthrough, how this thing, how everything works in React, right? So for first of all, one thing I want to tell you guys, okay, is if I say HTTP only cookies, they will have course error. So I have used local storage only. So bear that in mind. Okay. So if I am seeing any code in React, first I need to come to the index.js. This is the entry point. Whenever I done npm run start, what happens means it will go to the package.json. Here scripts is there. It will run the script. So start, I said npm start. So React script start will run. From that webpack will start, React scripts will start the webpack and all those things. And it will go to the next entry point will be index.js. So index.js, I'm saying to create one React DOM, right, in the root. From that it will go to the, I'm telling to go to the app.js. So it will go to the app.js. So here in the app.js, I have all the public routes here on the top, and I have all the protected routes below. Okay, so I am saying here route and here protected route. I have created my own component for this. Okay, so another thing you have to notice is what version I am using. I'm using Axios 0.17 and React router DOM 5.2.0. Again I am coming back. Okay, this is the React router. Okay, routing part I have to do it in app.js. I can create my own component also. So generally I have two components. One is normal route, which is given from React router DOM. Second one is protected route, which is created by me only. Okay, so and if you can see the folder structure also, I have something called APIs where the Axios instance is there, API call will happen and all those things. I have components. Here the protected route is there, right, and auth context is there, and this thing is there. Okay, in app.js I have created a protected route to handle the all the protected routes and public route. Okay, so when I go to the protected route, what happens means it will check only one thing, if user is logged in or not. If user is logged in, then it will run that component, whatever the inside component is there. For example, here component is dashboard, it will go to the dashboard. Otherwise it will redirect back to the login, and this is as simple as this. Okay, this is this much simple. Okay, and when it comes to role based authentication, this private route or protected route will become more complicated, but we are not doing that. So this is as simple as this. Okay, so again I will come back here. So yeah, now it will go to the dashboard, right? Dashboard, it will go from here, it will go to the, so and in all my UI is in the here. Okay, all my UI is in here in the pages. I have 3 pages. One is dashboard and welcome. Okay, so let's start with the welcome page, right? This is where home. This is the welcome page where I am saying welcome to code with Sumant, and I have the dashboard, right? How this is happening? Here also it will check for user is logged in or not. If user is logged in, so if user is not logged in, I will tell him to go to login page. Otherwise I will tell him to go to dashboard page. Okay, so now we are getting this user logged in from context API, right? As I told you, we will store the user details inside the context API, right? We have something called as auth context, right? All the context API related string I am storing in the auth context. What happening here? Let's see. See, by default, what are the things I am storing is, I'm storing access token and is user is logged in or not. Okay, access token is by default null, and is user is logged in or not, it will be false. So what happens first? First thing happens is it will run the refresh token. Okay, whatever the use effect thing is there, it will get triggered. So it will go to the refresh access token, this function. Okay, here as I told you, I am using the local storage. I'm not using the cookie here for the demonstration purpose. So I will tell you how to do it with cookies also in the end. Okay. So since I am storing inside the local storage, I want to get the refresh token. Means all I have to do is, see, again we are not tracking the access token. Access token is going to be expired every 15 minutes. That's why I am storing the refresh token instead of the access token. This point you have to remember. So let me just write here, storing RT refresh token, because this is going to stay for, this is the single source of truth. This is the source of truth. Source of truth. This is what we need to track, refresh token. From that I will get access token, and from that I will get the user details. Okay. So if refresh token is not there, I will say user is not logged in and all, and I will get out of it. Okay. And that we concluded that, okay, I don't have the refresh token, means user is not logged in, so I will get out of here. Okay. So here I am saying this, like a banking application, it will expire in 30 minutes. Okay. So if refresh token is available, what I will do is I will get the access token minute. See, and this is one more thing you have to notice here is, I'm using what, mounting thing, use effect, empty dependency array is there. So only for the first time when I'm coming to the application, this thing will happen. Okay. In app.js also, we are, whenever I say protected routes, right, protected routes, what happens, it will go to the protected routes. Here I am saying go to auth context, so it will go to the context, right. Here it will run this thing for the first time, only for the first time, right. And it will come here, it will check whether the user is logged in or not. Then if user is logged in, then fine, right. So if refresh token is there, what happens means, I will get the access token. Since I am coming for the first time, I want to get the access token. Means who knows, I may have come back after 1 minute, 2 minute, 30 minute, 50 minute. Access token will expire in 15 minutes. So minute I enter to the application, I will get the access token. Right, from refresh token, I will get the new access token, and I will store this inside the context API. Access token is there, right? Here I will store. So otherwise, if I can't able to store, I will say error and user is not logged in. Error will come. Okay. And minute is user logged in is false, what happens? It will go to the login page. You have to remember that. Okay. So yeah. So in the first page, what happened? In the pages, welcome to this thing. What happened was, it will check for the user logged in, and accordingly it will do. So if I go to the dashboard, let's say I am already logged in and I went to the dashboard page, what happened? So I can't able to go to the dashboard if I am not logged in, so we will come back to that. So if I am going to log in, I have, let me just minimize everything. Okay. So I am getting things from the here. So I have to set the access token here. I have to check the here only, in login only we will make the here the buttons are there, nothing more. So let's go to the handle login function. See, this is where the magic happens. See, if I say with credentials true, I am using Axios here. Another thing you have to I am not using fetch. These are the two ways to make API call. I am using Axios. So when I say with credentials true, it will automatically store the cookies for me. Since I am using local storage, it will throw coarse errors. You are not from same website like that. Since I am using localhost, so I had to comment it out. But to show you guys, I am saying it is this much simple. I don't need to do anything. Just say with credentials true. If I say that, it will store the data inside the HTTP only cookies. Okay. So I will provide username and password, and I will make the API call to Axios. Okay. So where I am getting this Axios, import Axios from Axios, right? And I am doing the API call, right? So, and what happens, it will get the details and access to response data, everything comes and it will do its magic, right? So whenever I say Axios, we'll have this Axios instance. Okay, so what happens here is I have created a base URL dummy.json. Let me just come back here. So I should have used this one only. Yeah, I think there is a reason for this. Okay, I need a new Axios instance. I created the Axios instance new because I need to yeah, this Axios instance I got it, I will tell you in the future. Okay, so whenever I am, see why we will use JWT token, access token means from the next time any API call I am making, whether I am getting the dashboard data, whether I am getting anything, I will use I need to put the JWT token, that is the access token inside the API call. It's not just getting the user details. Whatever the data I need to get, for that I need to use the access token. Okay, without access token I can't even get anything which is related to protected routes. Okay, or after login related stuff, whatever is there, nothing I will get without the access token. That is why I have created a Axios systems. Okay, so yeah, so here I am just logging in and I am storing the data inside the local storage, and I shouldn't have used local storage and all. Okay, so let me just show you last one part, that is Axios systems, what happening here. Okay, so here I am setting the base URL. If I say this, it will store the HTTP only cookies. Okay, and here what happens means there is something called as interceptors will come. It will automatically run. It will check for the not session storage, it should be local storage. Access token, if access token is available, it will configure it in the bearer token, authorization bearer token, it will configure it automatically. You don't need to do it every time in the headers, you don't need to write it, it will do it automatically. Okay, so again, if any error gets thrown here, if any error gets thrown, what does it mean? That means that access token is expired. If any error is thrown, access token is expired. Then happens, what happens means, through using refresh token, I have to get the access token back, right? For that only, here if any errors are there, any error config is there, and that is 401, that means you are forbidden and token is expired, like that. If you get something like that, what it will do is, it will get the refresh token first of all. If refresh token is not there, I will send him back to login page and I will tell him to log in again. If refresh token is available, from the refresh token I will get the access token and I will store it. Okay, and I have written the code. If refresh token is also gone, then go to login, but this code is not working, but all the other stuff is working. Okay, so this is how everything works. And another thing is, if I log out, and we also have in dashboard logout, right? I have created a logout component, right? So it will again, in the auth context only, I have written the logout functionality also here only. To get the refresh token, logout functionality is there. Here I am saying I'm making a API call saying logout, and then what I will do is I will remove the refresh token. I am say set user logged in false. And this is how you don't need to store the data in local storage. Again, you can use this thing, what with credentials true, it will automatically do HTTP only cookies, and you don't need to check this also, it will automatically add that account, everything, if you are using this thing. Okay, but since dummy JSON was throwing error if I do HTTP cookies, I used this thing. And yeah, that's all. That's how we do authentication in React. And let me just show you back what we did, right? So yeah, you know, this is how it can be done, right? So if you found this thing, how authentication is done insightful, do like, share and comment, and do hit the subscribe button. And we have a Telegram channel also with the same name, called Code with Sumant. Do connect with us, and happy coding. That's all for today. Thank you. Bye.